In the digital era of the 21st century, as technology reshapes every facet of human life, China has emerged as a global leader with its digital yuan, or eCNY, a groundbreaking innovation that has propelled the nation ahead of the United States and the West in the global financial race. From bustling shops in Beijing to seaports in Sri Lanka, the eCNY is not merely a digital currency, but a strategic tool enabling China to shape the future of global commerce and finance. Powered by cutting-edge blockchain technology, an advanced payment system, and massive infrastructure projects, China is constructing a modern digital financial ecosystem, challenging the long-standing dominance of the US dollar and the SWIFT system like never before. Join Top 10 Discoveries Official as we explore the journey of the eCNY and how China is leading the world into the era of digital finance with a speed and vision that leaves the global community astounded. In the context of a world rapidly transitioning into the digital era, China has marked a historic milestone with its digital yuan, known as eCNY, a groundbreaking achievement that has positioned the nation as a frontrunner in the global financial race. Far more than just the world's first large-scale central bank digital currency, CBDC, the eCNY stands as a testament to China's strategic vision in reshaping how money operates globally. While the United States and Europe grapple with CBDC projects still in the experimental phase, China has turned the eCNY into a reality spanning from small retail shops to international trade, creating an unprecedented digital financial ecosystem. Since its official launch in 2020, the eCNY has swiftly demonstrated its remarkable strength. According to the People's Bank of China, by the end of 2024, the eCNY had processed over 1.3 billion transactions, with a total value reaching 294 billion. These figures not only highlight its impressive scale, but also reflect the widespread adoption of this digital currency. From major cities like Beijing and Shanghai to international hubs such as Singapore, Thailand, and the United Arab Emirates, the eCNY is now accepted at over 10 million stores in China and 1 million retail points worldwide. This is a feat unmatched by any other nation, including the United States at the present time. A clear demonstration of the eCNY success came during the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Over 2 million international visitors from across the globe used the eCNY to make payments at venues such as stadiums, restaurants, and souvenir shops. Leveraging advanced QR code technology, each transaction took less than a second to complete, delivering a seamless and efficient payment experience. Imagine this: an American tourist in Beijing can scan a QR code on their phone to buy a cup of coffee with the transaction processed instantly, no credit card or cash required. This is a capability that systems like Apple Pay or Google Pay in the US cannot yet replicate with a central bank-issued digital currency. Meanwhile, the United States lags in the CBDC race. The Federal Reserve Fed only began testing digital dollar projects in 2023 on a small scale and without a clear timeline for full implementation. Reports from the Fed suggest that the US is at least 5 years away from achieving the level of adoption seen with the eCNY. This delay stems not only from technical challenges, but also from a lack of decisive action in modernizing the financial system. While the US debates privacy concerns and regulations, China has taken bold steps implementing the eCNY with astonishing speed. The power of the eCNY lies not only in its technology, but also in its strategic vision. China has built an integrated digital financial ecosystem encompassing everything from retail payments to cross-border trade, creating a versatile platform for both consumers and businesses. For instance, in Singapore, an American tourist can use an eCNY wallet via the WeChat app to pay $1,000 at an upscale restaurant with the transaction completed in 2 seconds without involving intermediary banks. This convenience not only attracts consumers, but also encourages partner nations to integrate the eCNY into their financial systems. The success of the eCNY underscores China's ability to pioneer digital finance. While Western nations wrestle with theoretical concepts, China has transformed ideas into reality, laying the foundation for a new global financial system. The eCNY is more than just a digital currency. It is a symbol of China's innovation and ambition, poised to lead the world into the digital finance era. While the eCNY lays the foundation for a digital financial revolution, the Cross-Border Interbank Payment System, or CIPS, serves as the backbone propelling China's ambitions onto the global stage. Designed to challenge the dominance of SWIFT, the long-standing Western-controlled global payment system, CIPS, is not merely a financial platform, but a symbol of China's independence and innovation in forging a new financial order. With its remarkable speed efficiency and superior connectivity, CIPS is reshaping how nations conduct cross-border transactions, particularly in regions where the US and SWIFT have limited influence. As of March 2025, CIPS has achieved astounding milestones, underscoring its rapid growth. According to the People's Bank of China, the system has processed 6.61 million transactions with a total value of 17.9 trillion, reflecting a 50.29% increase in transaction volume and a 27.27% rise in value compared to the same period in 2024. These figures not only demonstrate its impressive scale, but also highlight the growing global trust in CIPS. The system now connects 1,497 financial institutions across 119 countries, including 191 members in Asia, 59 in Africa, and 33 in South America. This expansion shows that CIPS serves not only traditional markets, but also reaches emerging regions where SWIFT has struggled to maintain dominance. One of CIPS's standout advantages is its speed and cost efficiency. While SWIFT typically takes 1 to 3 days to process an international transaction at a cost of up to $50 per transaction, CIPS completes transactions in just 10 seconds at a significantly lower cost. For example, in 2024, the Bank of China in Nairobi, Kenya, used CIPS to settle $500 million for infrastructure projects under the Belt and Road Initiative at a cost of only 10% of what SWIFT would have charged. This not only saved millions of dollars for partners, but also accelerated cash flow, enabling faster project development. This advantage is particularly valued by businesses and banks in emerging markets. Compared to the US SWIFT, despite processing about 40 million transaction messages daily, is losing appeal in strategic regions like Africa and South America. SWIFT relies on Western intermediary banks, which increases costs and processing times, especially for countries facing US-imposed financial restrictions. In contrast, CIPS offers an independent solution, enabling nations like Kenya, Nigeria, or Brazil to conduct transactions directly in yuan without involving US banks. This flexibility has allowed CIPS to attract financial institutions in regions the US once considered its backyard. The success of CIPS lies not only in its numbers, but also in its ability to position China as a global financial hub. By building a fast, efficient, and deeply connected payment system, China has created a platform that directly competes with SWIFT while offering lower costs and superior speed. As countries from Africa to South America increasingly join the CIPS network, it is clear that China is not only transforming how the world conducts payments, but also reshaping the global financial landscape. Through CIPS, China demonstrates that it is not merely catching up, but surpassing the US in the race to build the financial infrastructure of the future. The cross-border interbank payment system. CIPS serves as the cornerstone driving China's global financial ambitions, while mBridge stands as the technological heart transforming the digital yuan eCNY into a revolutionary tool for international commerce. Led by China and developed in collaboration with strategic partners such as Hong Kong, Thailand, and the United Arab Emirates, mBridge is an advanced blockchain platform designed to process cross-border transactions with unparalleled speed and efficiency compared to SWIFT, the traditional Western-dominated payment system. While the United States remains focused on domestic payment solutions, mBridge not only demonstrates China's superiority in financial technology, but also establishes a new benchmark for international transactions. In 2024, mBridge achieved remarkable milestones, showcasing China's innovative prowess. The platform processes cross-border transactions in just 7 seconds, hundreds of times faster than the 1 to 3 days typically required by SWIFT. More significantly, mBridge reduces transaction costs by up to 98%, saving businesses and banks millions of dollars annually. Picture this: a 1.2 billion oil shipment from the UAE to China, paid entirely in eCNY via mBridge. This transaction is completed almost instantly, eliminating intermediary banks entirely and delivering transparency and efficiency that SWIFT cannot match. This is a clear testament to China's ambition to build a faster, cheaper, and more modern global financial system. The technology behind mBridge is a cutting-edge blockchain platform ensuring transparency and security for every transaction. In 2024, approximately 12% of CIPS transactions were processed through blockchain, with mBridge playing a central role in optimizing performance. Consider a real-world example: a Thai export company used mBridge to settle a $10 million payment for Chinese goods in just 7 seconds, saving up to $50,000 in costs compared to using SWIFT. This not only optimizes cash flow for businesses, but also encourages nations like Thailand and the UAE to integrate eCNY into their financial systems. With its near-instant transaction processing, mBridge meets the growing global demand for speed and efficiency in commerce. And while mBridge has proven its ability to handle international transactions with superior speed and cost efficiency, U.S. payment systems, like FedNow, focus solely on domestic transactions and lack advanced blockchain integration. Launched in 2023, FedNow still requires years to achieve cross-border capabilities comparable to mBridge, and currently it only supports domestic transfers at slower speeds. This gap highlights how the U.S. is falling behind in the race to shape the future of finance, while China has built a platform ready for global commerce. The success of mBridge lies not only in its speed or cost savings, but also in China's strategic vision. By leveraging blockchain, China has created a payment system independent of Western intermediaries, opening the door to a new global financial network. Collaboration with countries like Thailand and the UAE shows that mBridge is not merely a Chinese project, but an international platform attracting partners across Asia and the Middle East. Through mBridge, China is not only revolutionizing how the world conducts payments, but also defining the technological standards for the future of finance. China is not only constructing roads, ports, and railways across the globe, but also establishing a digital financial lifeline to connect the massive infrastructure projects of the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. Through the digital yuan eCNY and the blockchain-based service network, BSN China's Digital Silk Road is shaping a modern financial infrastructure ecosystem, positioning the eCNY as a cornerstone for projects spanning from Asia to Africa. While Western economies still rely on sluggish payment systems, China has integrated blockchain technology into global infrastructure, delivering unprecedented speed, efficiency, and transparency, solidifying its leadership in the race for financial and infrastructural innovation. A prime example is the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway in Indonesia, a flagship BRI project completed in 2023. In 2024, Chinese contractors used eCNY to settle $1.5 billion in construction and operational contracts processed through BSN's blockchain platform. By leveraging smart contracts, payments were automated, ensuring no errors or delays, and completing in just 10 seconds. Compared to traditional payment methods, transaction costs dropped from 2% to 0.1%, saving millions of dollars for the project. This railway not only reduced travel time from 3 hours to 40 minutes, but also strengthened economic ties between Indonesia and China, with eCNY playing a central role in the financial flow. The success of eCNY in infrastructure extends beyond Indonesia. At Sri Lanka's Hambantota port, a key BRI logistics hub, contractors used eCNY wallets to pay $100 million for transportation and port operations in 2024. Processed through BSN, these transactions were completed almost instantly at a fraction of the cost of conventional payment systems. BSN, connecting 30,000 businesses and 1,500 blockchain applications across 25 countries, has created a robust digital financial infrastructure, supporting eCNY in projects from Pakistan's ports to Laos railways. These figures demonstrate that China is not only investing in physical infrastructure, but also building an integrated digital financial ecosystem to drive global trade and development. In contrast, US-backed infrastructure projects, such as ports in Africa or South America, often face financial constraints. International payments for these projects typically take days or even weeks, relying on intermediary banks and the SWIFT system with significantly higher transaction costs. The US currently lacks a comprehensive strategy like the Digital Silk Road, and efforts like FedNow are limited to domestic transactions, making it challenging to compete with the scale and speed of eCNY in international projects. This disparity reflects not only a technological gap, but also a strategic vision as China pioneers the integration of digital finance with global infrastructure. The triumph of the Digital Silk Road lies in its ability to make eCNY an indispensable financial tool for BRI projects. From the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway to Hambantota Port, China has proven that eCNY is more than a digital currency. It is the key to optimizing cash flow, reducing costs, and enhancing efficiency for infrastructure projects. With BSN as the backbone, China is setting a new standard for integrating technology, finance, and infrastructure, creating a global network that countries from Asia to Africa increasingly rely on. In an era where global trade and infrastructure demand speed and transparency, the Digital Silk Road and eCNY are positioning China as the leader, shaping the future of the world's infrastructure projects. In the ever-evolving landscape of global trade, China has made a remarkable leap forward by transforming the digital yuan, or eCNY, into an international financial tool, dominating bilateral transactions and foreign exchange reserves. From trade agreements with Russia to deep economic ties with ASEAN, the eCNY is becoming the lifeblood of international commerce, enabling China to strengthen its economic standing and challenge the long-standing dominance of the US dollar. with over 70 central banks incorporating the yuan into their reserves, China is not only reshaping how nations conduct trade, but also laying the foundation for a new financial order, leaving an impact that the U.S. struggles to match. The year 2023 marked a significant milestone, with 50% of China's trade and investment transactions worth trillions of dollars settled in yuan, up from nearly 0% just 15 years ago. A striking example is China-Russia trade, which reached $240 billion in 2023, with 90% of transactions conducted in yuan and rubles entirely independent of SWIFT or the US dollar. A Russian company importing high-tech equipment from China paid $15 million via an eCNY wallet, with the transaction completed in just 5 seconds, eliminating intermediary costs and drastically reducing processing time compared to traditional methods. This shift not only strengthened economic cooperation between Russia and China, but also paved the way for other nations seeking financial solutions free from U.S. control. The ASEAN region, with bilateral trade reaching $812 billion in 2024, further illustrates the power of the eCNY. Approximately 35% of trade transactions between China and ASEAN were conducted in yuan, with eCNY playing a leading role. In Indonesia, an agricultural business used an eCNY wallet to settle a $20 million payment for Chinese agricultural equipment, completing the transaction in under 5 seconds, compared to 3 days using traditional international payment systems. The convenience and efficiency of eCNY have encouraged ASEAN nations from Malaysia to Thailand to integrate the yuan into their financial systems, deepening economic ties with China. Beyond trade, the yuan has made significant inroads into global foreign exchange reserves. By 2024, over 70 central banks, including those in Malaysia, Nigeria, and Singapore, had included the yuan in their reserves, with its share rising from 1% in 2016 to 3.5%. Nigeria, for instance, accumulated 1 billion in yuan to support oil trade with China, reducing reliance on the US dollar and enhancing financial flexibility. Compared to the US dollar, which still accounts for 60% of global reserves, but is growing slowly, the yuan is emerging as a formidable alternative, particularly in emerging markets where US influence is waning. Meanwhile, US financial systems, though still robust, face challenges from the flexibility of eCNY. The US dollar accounted for 80% of China's trade transactions in 2010, but this dropped to 50% by 2023, while the yuan surpassed the Japanese yen to become a leading reserve currency. The US lacks a digital currency comparable to eCNY to compete in bilateral trade or foreign exchange reserves, prompting countries like Nigeria and Indonesia to increasingly favor China's financial solutions. The success of eCNY in trade and foreign exchange reserves reflects China's ability to internationalize its currency. From SWIFT transactions in Russia to reserve holdings in Nigeria, eCNY has become a strategic tool enabling China to expand its economic influence and challenge the dominance of the US dollar. With its rapid growth and widespread adoption, the yuan is not merely a commercial currency, but a symbol of China's rising financial power, shaping a new global economic order. China is not merely participating in the race, but leading it with a bold strategic vision, shaping the future of global finance through the digital yuan, eCNY, and the blockchain-based service network, BSN. By combining cutting-edge blockchain technology, a digital financial ecosystem, and global initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, China has built a platform that not only transforms how nations conduct trade, but also sets new standards for 21st century finance. While the United States struggles to catch up, China has pioneered turning the eCNY into a symbol of innovation and global leadership. China currently holds 50% of global blockchain patents, with 30% directly related to eCNY, far surpassing the US, which accounts for only 20% in this field. This technological dominance is vividly showcased through BSN, a blockchain network connecting 200,000 nodes across 25 countries, serving over 1 billion users via platforms like Huawei and Tencent in 2024. A striking example is Huawei's integration of eCNY wallets into 100 million smartphones, enabling users from Singapore to Nigeria to make cross-border payments in seconds without intermediary banks. A Singapore-based business used an eCNY wallet on a Huawei phone to pay $500,000 for Chinese technology equipment, completing the transaction nearly instantly at a fraction of the cost of traditional methods. China's vision extends beyond technology. With eCNY, the country is constructing an integrated digital financial ecosystem spanning retail payments, international trade, BRI infrastructure, and foreign exchange reserves. BSN has become a foundation for global financial applications, supporting over 30,000 businesses and 1,500 blockchain applications from supply chains in Southeast Asia to logistics in Africa. This enables China not only to provide technology, but also to shape global blockchain standards, an area where the US currently lacks a clear strategy. While US companies like IBM and Microsoft focus on enterprise blockchain, they have yet to integrate this technology into a national financial system, as China has done with eCNY and BSN. China's superiority also lies in its ability to link economic initiatives with technology. The BRI, with trillions of dollars invested in global infrastructure, has been bolstered by eCNY, creating an unprecedented financial infrastructure network. While the US focuses on domestic financial policies and projects like FedNow, which only handles local payments, China has built a cross-border ecosystem from ports in Pakistan to railways in Indonesia. This integration not only expands China's influence, but also delivers tangible economic benefits to partner nations, such as reduced transaction costs and accelerated cash flows. China's achievements in shaping the future of global finance demonstrate a perfect blend of strategic vision and execution. With eCNY and BSN, China is not only leading in blockchain technology, but also laying the groundwork for a new financial order where the yuan becomes central to global trade and investment. While US digital dollar projects remain in their infancy, with implementation timelines stretching years, China has surged ahead, making eCNY an indispensable financial tool for everything from infrastructure projects to personal transactions. As the world increasingly relies on digital financial solutions, China is spearheading this revolution, leaving a profound mark on the global financial landscape. Through eCNY and its strategic vision, China is not just catching up, but surpassing the US, shaping a future where digital finance drives the global economy. From instant transactions in Beijing shops to massive infrastructure projects in Indonesia and Sri Lanka, from bilateral trade with Russia to foreign exchange reserves in over 70 countries. The digital yuan, eCNY, has become a symbol of China's ambition and innovative strength. Through the cross-border interbank payment system, CIPS, the mBridge project, and the blockchain-based service network, BSN China is not only building a modern digital financial ecosystem, but also setting new standards for global trade and technology. While the United States remains mired in domestic financial projects, China has taken the lead, transforming eCNY into the driving force of a new financial order, challenging the dominance of the US dollar. With remarkable speed efficiency and strategic vision, China is guiding the world into the era of digital finance. So what's your take? What do you think about eCNY and China's blockchain technology, reshaping the global financial order? Can the US build a digital financial system competitive enough to keep pace? Or is the world entering an era led by the yuan? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit subscribe to stay updated on the latest analyses of technology, national strategies, and innovations shaping the future. Top 10 Discoveries. Official will be back with untold stories, projects that push boundaries and quiet revolutions with global impact. See you in the next video.